The Atlanta Hawks need to make 3 moves now. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what exactly they need to make. Move number 1, they need to trade Clint Capella right now. Now, I'm a big fan of Clint Capella. I actually like his game. I like what he offers. But I think right now, we need to strike where their iron's hot. I'm hearing that LA is interested in Clint Capella. I've heard that the Knicks checked in on Clint Capella. Now, I think this checking in was actually released by the Atlanta Hawks to show people, hey, Clint Capella is getting some demand, not only to drive his price up, but to allow other teams to understand, hey, we're on a time crunch here, and if you don't make your move, we're going to trade Clint Capella. So that's all I'm saying with that. But because there is a need for certain teams, and because there is a desire to bring in Clint Capella, I would trade Clint Capella right now if I were the Atlanta Hawks. Now, what would I trade him for? Now, I'm hearing a couple of teams are interested, like I said, LA and the New York Knicks. In regards to the Knicks circumstances, they really don't have that much to trade. Maybe we would have to involve another team. But if I'm the Atlanta Hawks, I'm trying to get picks for the future or players that can fit my system now, which is long athletic wings or guys who can shoot and create and score. Now, I'm hearing that there may be a blockbuster trade between actually the Atlanta Hawks, the New York Knicks, and the LA Lakers. Essentially, the Knicks would send Julius Randle to LA. The Hawks would get Rui Hachimura and a couple picks. And then from there, the Hawks would send Clint Capella up to New York. Now, will this work? I don't know, but that makes a lot of sense for all teams involved. And I wouldn't be shocked if Atlanta just trades Clint Capella up to New York. Now, I'm also seeing that Atlanta could trade Clint Capella to LA. They want a bruising center, what they say, and they want someone who can play along with Anthony Davis. They want to move him over to the 4 so they have length and that they can play. They want to match up with all the other teams in the West. And so for that to happen, I think the Atlanta Hawks could trade LA straight up. Maybe Rui Hachimura and a first, or just a first and some other players, or Rui Hachimura, I think just Rui Hachimura and maybe a first, or Rui Hachimura and 2 seconds. Whatever that works, I think that brings us back some athletic wing depth, and it also brings us back some picks that we truly need. Second move that I think the Atlanta Hawks must make right now, they need to sign another scorer for the team. I think if you look down this roster, we're missing a couple things, but one is mostly another person who could create and score when they need to. We have Trae Young, but other than that, we have long, athletic 3-and-D kind of guys who shoot when they catch the ball, but we need some guys who kind of have the juice and who can create on their own. And there are still some free agents left. I'm shocked, but there still are some free agents left who can fit that mold. Number 1, I'm thinking Spencer Dinwiddie. I know he's down last year with LA, but they had a lot of players on that roster. He just didn't get the minutes that he wanted to, and also he was injured. And I think if you insert Spencer Dinwiddie in the Atlanta Hawks, he could get you that 10, 12, 14 points a game by creating with the second unit. And I think he's a very, very key piece. If the Atlanta Hawks want to go from being barely making the play-in to being that 5th or 4th seed in the East. And I think he's a great pickup, and his value is way down in the drain right now. So why not sign him for a 2 or 3 year deal for 10 or 12 million? I think that works out for both parties. Second person is Tyus Jones. I think he's a really good backup point guard, a guy who can run with the second unit, but also can get his buckets. He was a guy that averaged 11 points last year, career high, but he's a guy who can play with the second wing, the second unit, and initiate the offense, but also get his own shot. He also can play along with Kobe Buffkin, who could be initiating the offense. And Tyus Jones is very efficient from the three-point line, something that the Atlanta Hawks need. Third option is Luke Kennard. Now, I know Luke Kennard made a lot of money at Memphis last year, but you're talking about a guy who can light it up from the three-point range. I would select and try to get him in the building. We know we have Ricochet. We know we have Bogey, but why not bring in more shooting to surround these ball-dominant point guards? And from that, I think Luke Kennard would be a great fit. He will fit the scheme of Quinn Snyder, and he's a guy you can't leave open. Imagine him and Bogey Bogdanovic on the court at the same time. Who are you going to guard? That's all I'm saying. Third and final move that the Atlanta Hawks must make right now, they need to create and clear space on the roster. I mean, they have too many guys on their roster. Right now, I believe they have 14 individuals signed under contract. They still have Mo Gay and Garrison Matthews not signed under contract. And I think actually, Mo Gay is signed, but Bruno Fernando and Garrison Matthews are not under contract, which would leave 16 players, I believe, and not counting Jurcic, their second round pick that played and got injured. So the Atlanta Hawks need to trim down the roster. Now, the number one option I can see them trimming down the roster is number one with the center position, trading Clint Capella, but also trading another center. I think Cody Zeller is a guy that they could trade or just simply cut. Potential options for trade for him is just get 1 second or some money and keep it going. You can roll it with Larry Nance and Onyeka Okongwu, and I think you have a great defensive scheme with centers who can switch and play 3 through 5. I also think you need to clear some space in regards to the back end of the bench. I love Mo Gay. I think he's a great player. I think Garrison Matthews is a great player, but we just signed Vit Krejci to a very, very, very team-friendly deal, and I think he's here to stay. So what are we going to do in the back end with some additional players? Are we going to cut Mo Gay? Are we going to keep or retain Bruno Fernando? Are we going to keep Garrison Matthews? Those are all big questions that I need the Hawks to figure out right now before we move forward. Now, in a perfect world, I think we say, Garrison Matthews, we appreciate your service. We got to let you go. And I also think they can say that to Bruno Fernando. I think there's a lot of players on the current roster right now, and they just have a lot of options. And I think the way that they're trying to build this team, I know they love the players, and I know they love what they bring, but there's just not enough room on the current roster to fit everyone on there. I also think is a potential option is trading one of their wings. A big name that's coming out is DeAndre Hunter. Now, I don't know if they're able to do that, but maybe they can loop him into that big blockbuster deal with Lakers and the Knicks, and maybe they can get additional compensation, maybe a couple picks, another first or another second in return. I think it's imperative to kind of clear space, because if you're clearing roster space, you're allowing some of these young guys, Ricochet, Dyson Daniels, Onyeka, whoever it is, to play, get reps, and the only way to get better at a certain position is to get reps. Also, I forgot we got Jalen Johnson on the team, and he needs reps as well. So we need to start clearing some space, figuring out where these guys are going to go in the roster, trimming down, especially as we head into, camps? Summer camp, whatever kind of camp it's called. But these are the 3 moves that the Atlanta Hawks must make right now to be even considered in contention and to make the playoffs. If you agree or disagree with me, please do me a favor. Leave a comment down below. Let me know where I'm wrong. Also, if you can, please do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. We want to get to a level where we're spreading this Atlanta Hawks cheer to the entire world. And like always, peace.